One of the most frustrating things that happened to me was that feeling of getting my attention being pulled in 1,000 different directions. Where it's an email, a friend calling, someone distracting you, or an app, or even something in your computer, I had this distinct feeling that everything and everyone was conspiring against my work.
And I'm getting a little tired of my senior officers conspiring against me.
And the truth is, when something comes up, it's very easy to stop what you're doing and just respond. But I knew that every time that I was shifting my attention, I would lose focus and momentum on the things that matter. So in this video, I'm going to tell you the one strategy that turned all of this around and that helped me be more thoughtful of my time and also protect it. And make sure you watch the video until the very end, because I'm going to give you a personal favorite pro tip that you can use to take your work to the next level. Hey friends, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Dan. I'm a productivity geek based in Lisbon. And on this channel, we explore the strategies and tools to work smarter, getting more things done while also having more fun. So if you're anything like me, please consider subscribing to the channel. And now let's go back to this video. So really the technique that turned all of this around for me was time blocking. So time blocking is really a simple concept. You simply divide your time into blocks and assign tasks to it. Now it sounds very simple, but I learned this the hard way. Because before I was working from a to-do list. I was making lists of endless tasks that I had to complete. And then I was desperately trying to finish all the tasks that were on my to-do list. But here's the problem with to-do lists. They don't give your day structure. They don't give your day's routine. And because of this, to-do lists don't really help you focus. Because they are missing one important element, and that is time. And what I mean by this is when you have a task, you need to associate a time and a location of when exactly you're going to complete that task. And also you need to know how long that task is going to take. You simply don't do that in a to-do list. You don't set up the time, you don't set up the location, and you don't set the amount of time that you're going to take to complete that task. And so time blocking, instead of working from a to-do list, means that now you're going to work from your calendar. You simply open your calendar, you schedule blocks of time, associate them with tasks, and then you just get to work. Every task is going to fit into its own block without interrupting anything else. And what that means is with time blocking, your entire schedule is completely filled. Work, tasks, social events, and rest, everything is planned in your calendar. And what's more, because you're doing this, it also helps you prioritize what's the most important things that you need to do.
Mind control.
Now, all of this might sound very intimidating, and I know I felt a little bit overwhelmed in the beginning. So let me go with you step by step on how you can apply time blocking to your life. And the first step is to know your goals, priorities, and obligations. Okay, obviously the first thing that you need to know are what are your long-term goals? What are you trying to achieve? You need to know the big picture in order to translate them into your weekly planner. The reality is most people think of this the other way around. They schedule their weeks without thinking of the long-term consequences and the long-term goals that they are trying to achieve. So take a minute, sit down and write your goals. What are you trying to achieve? And then once you have that, you're going to break your long-term goals into short-term goals. You need targets that you can achieve, something that you can make progress for the next 6 months. And then for each of those short-term goals, come up with the tasks that are going to make that a reality. What are the tasks that you need to complete to achieve that short-term goal? And specifically think of the things that you need to do in the next week. These are the tasks that are going to be scheduled, along with all the other activities that you already need to do. So I'll give you an example. I want to continue to deliver value to you guys through these videos. So what I need to make sure is that I have enough time every week to at least record 3 to 4 videos. So that means needing to do all the research, the scripting, and the filming, and then also publishing the videos. So I need enough time in my week to do those things. And the only way that I'm going to find time to do those things is by scheduling them on time blocks in my calendar. And with a few weeks of practice, I know how much time I need to do those things. So now I have a better sense of the amount of time that I'm going to need each week for those activities. And because I did this from the beginning, I'm now able to continue week after week delivering videos to you guys that hopefully you find valuable. So what are the activities that you need to do for your short-term goals? And how does that translate into weekly tasks? Can you schedule some time in your calendar to do them? So go ahead, do that exercise, and then once you're ready, it's time for step 2, to create a blank template for your block calendar. So now you're going to think of all the things that you need to do, right? And then you look at your calendar and you assign a few specific blocks and you try to see what fits where. So for example, apart from doing these videos, I also create courses, I also have articles, book summaries, all the other things that I need to do. And these are all different tasks. They all contribute to the same goal, but they're all different kinds of tasks. So now how much time do I need every week for each of these tasks? Again, your time is very limited. So you might focus on something for a short period of time, for example, making more videos, because you know over time you're going to get better at that and maybe a little bit faster. But you don't have time to do them all. So it's better at this stage to look at your calendar, see how many blocks you have and what you can schedule on that. And I think this will also confront you with the hard truth that you're gonna have to make some trade-offs. And then it's really up to you to decide if you want to focus on one area more for the next 6 months, or if you want to split your attention into different projects. It depends on your kind of work. So go ahead, do that exercise right now, and then come back to step 3. Fill in fixed tasks and personal activities. So now you're gonna try to fix the rest of your calendar with things that you already have to do. So for example, let's say that you like to exercise and you have a specific time to do that. I have a block in my calendar at 6 p.m. every day that I need to exercise. So there's nothing that can happen at 6 p.m. because that's a priority for my personal life.
Number 1 priority,
What are the priorities that you already have that you want to continue doing, or fixed tasks? Maybe you have to pick your kids, or you like to do grocery shopping at a specific time. What are those tasks? Fill them in your calendar. And it's very easy to think you don't have a lot of these tasks, but just simply write them all down and you'll see there's a lot more that meets the eye. Now look at your calendar, schedule them all. See if there's some kind of conflicting blocks with what you already thought was possible. With your personal priorities already scheduled and the blocks for the most important areas, now you need to make some blocks for deep work. Then you're ready for step 4, creating buffer blocks. Now we like to think that everything that we schedule is going to get done, but the reality is there are lots of distractions that come your way. And so instead of trying to pack all your calendar and not leaving 1 minute to be accountable, you also need to make sure that you have enough time to be distracted. And by that, I mean that urgent things that come that really need to be taken care of right now, personal errands that you might run that you didn't think otherwise, or just even a little bit of procrastination. That is going to happen whether you like it or not. And so instead of trying to fight it, make sure that you already prepare for it. Schedule breaks throughout the day for breaks and to be distracted by other people or by other things. And because you're doing this proactively, by leaving some buffer time in between your blocks, you won't end up getting frustrated when you don't complete everything that is in your calendar. And if you don't get distracted at all, good news, now you have some more time to do other things, or maybe you just want to take a break. So again, go into your calendar and schedule blocks throughout your day. And finally, there's step 5, hold a weekly review. Now, it's very important that at the end of your week, you review your work for that week. What did you do? How was your work? How were your energy levels? How did you feel throughout the day? Did you have fun at your work? How was your general feelings in that week? The way that I do my weekly review is quite simple. It contains 3 things: the plus, the minus, and the next. On plus, I write everything that went well in my week, the tasks that I completed, the energy that I had, the wins that I got. Then on the minus, I'll write down everything that didn't go so well in my week, or maybe I didn't feel so good, and I'll write that down. And then on the next, I'll write all the tasks that I need to complete on the upcoming week. So that could be tasks that I didn't do this week and I still have to do, or something that I remembered midway through the week and I wanted to schedule for next week. Then after that, I'll open my calendar for next week and just do all the steps once again, the blocks, the focus, the distraction, all of it. Now before you go, I have one extra pro tip for you, and that is day theming. Now, if possible, you want to give your day themes. For example, for me, every Tuesday and Wednesday is recording day. It doesn't mean that I record the entire day. It doesn't mean that I record every Tuesday and Wednesday. But if I do have to record, I'll do it on a Tuesday or on a Wednesday. And the reason why day theming works is because now it's much easier to enter the flow state and continue doing the same type of task.
Flow, I think he said flow.
So when I start recording, the first minutes of the recording are not going to be so good. I end up cutting those minutes. The version that you see probably doesn't have any of those minutes. But then I record the first video, and then I record the second, and then I record the third. And I kind of get into the flow, and each video gets a little bit better, gets a little bit easier for me. So if you have that flexibility in your work, it really helps to create themes for a specific day. Just start with one day for now. What is the most important task? Can you set one specific day where you're just going to do that? And you can even level it up because now you're batching all this work for the future. If you're still here, it means that you like this video. So go ahead and tell the YouTube algorithm exactly that by hitting the like button. And then the next thing that you can do with time blocking is cultivate the habit of deep work. I have a video exactly about that topic and you can watch it next here. So go ahead, watch it right now, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye.